Well, joining me now is Talk TV contributor Esther Krakow and associate editor of The Mirror, Kevin Maguire. Just before we get to vegans and vegan fascism, I've named the two royals that were named in this Dutch version of Omid Scobie's book. I don't really understand why journalists weren't.
I'm glad you did name them. I think there are some concerns about legal issues if it's denied by the two people you name. But I just take the view that if you can read it in Holland, why can't you read it in the United Kingdom?
And I also take the view, Esther, that I don't believe there ever was any racial undertone to anything that was said.
Of course.
Particularly when you see the two names that have been put in this Dutch version. It's preposterous.
Yeah, because the thing is, what people are forgetting was Meghan wasn't there for the conversation, the apparently racist conversation. She's just she built her opinion based on what Harry told her. And he said, apparently the person said they were concerned about how dark the child would be.
They couldn't even decide what year it was said.
Exactly. And I'm like, why would there be concerns about the darkness of the child? You look Puerto Rican. Anyway, I don't want to...
But if the allegation, the accusation, the charge is made against the people of the stature, the seniority of the royal family, as you make, it's an issue that has to be debated.
Yeah.
You have to get to the bottom of it.
I think the moment a book is published in another country and people in that country were able to go to a bookstore and buy it with these names in it, it's time that this farcical anonymity that's dominated this debate now for 2.5 years is just over. Let's just have the debate.
Yeah.
What was actually said? When was it said? Who exactly said it to whom? What was the context? And let the people who've been accused of this actually say what they would like to say.
Yeah.
But that would require the palace, Buckingham Palace, to issue...
Yeah,
exactly.
And they will. There's never going to be a right of reply. But I do think that if Harry and Meghan don't say something about Omid Scobie's book, it would be really, really disappointing.
Well, they've got to denounce it and say they've nothing to do with it. The trouble is, Meghan Markle denied last time being involved in this book, and then under oath in a court case many months after it was published, was forced to admit, actually, I did. I emailed my aides telling them what to tell Omid Scobie.
Yeah.
She was a primary source, right? As were a lot of her friends. Have they all just disappeared? Because someone told him about this meeting, about these letters, between Charles and Meghan Markle's. Yeah. And it wasn't Charles. Let's turn to vegan fascists. One of my favourite subjects. So thousands of students at Warwick University will be forced to go vegan after a handful of activists voted for a meat and dairy ban in the institution's canteens. 3 establishments at Warwick.
Why did they allow a vote in the first place? Why is it...
Exactly.
This is the thing. Why is it anyone's business what people choose to eat?
But it's a student union. You have votes. You have decisions.
No, not based on what people are going to eat. This isn't a farm.
Nobody's going to be forced to be a vegan. I think the fascism
you are if you can't
charge
eat anything else.
Well, there's nothing else on the menu.
You can go elsewhere. You can just go elsewhere.
So
you don't have to eat there.
1,400 students will be offered plant-based crap, in my view, right? Which, by the way, there is no scientific evidence to suggest it's even good for you. In fact, the scientific evidence is the opposite. That actually a strict vegan diet is bad for you.
And it's also
here's my evidence.
Processed.
Who just bailed out of the I'm a Celebrity Jungle, looking terrible? Grace Dent. Grace Dent, who, apart from being a Guardian columnist, which is painful enough, is a vegan. There's my proof.
I think that's a big jump.
Right?
Look,
she couldn't even last a week in there,
Look,
despite the fact she was surrounded by plants and bugs.
Some vegan food is good.
Like what?
I think the Greg's vegan sausage roll is better than the
Don't intrude in private grief.
It is.
Absolutely.
There's a serious point here. Why should we allow a small group of people at a university to dictate how thousands of students eat?
Look, if the other students don't want it, they can overturn the vote. And they can say, bring back beef, bacon, whatever you want. That's what you do.
Why was the vote held in the first place? Did they have nothing better to do? Why don't they vote on world peace? You can literally vote on anything else.
I think they probably do that every other week, actually.
with Greg's vegan sausage rolls. Ugh.
I've tried. The trouble is, you go everywhere now, and everyone's got their little vegan ice cream, vegan. It's like, shut up.
Have you noticed vegan food is very heavily processed? I've never, unless I'm seeing them eat salad, it's always like.
Do you know what they do in France?
Chicken.
In France, they ban the use of meat language to sell vegan products. You're not allowed to say vegan sausage roll,
I get
vegan
that.
steak, right? And that's what we should do that here.
Exactly.
Make it illegal.
But
use your own language. Call it gruel. Here's your gruel, right? It's tasteless and horrible, but if you want it, it's in the gruel section. Leave the meat language to me.
Look,
I've got to leave it there. That's it. I've had my red meat for the night. Thank you both very much indeed. Great to see you.